Yeah, welcome back to the Naija Filmmaker, a podcast for us to talk about Nigerian filmmakers, their films, and how it can build a diverse and functional industry. I'm your host, Sele. Yeah, welcome to the finale of the second season of the Naija Filmmaker. And on this episode, I'll be talking about consistency and what you stand to gain from being consistent in the film industry. If you're a new listener, you're welcome, and I hope you enjoy. So Tony Robbins once said, consistency is what transforms average into excellence. And I'll be breaking down the different ways you can be consistent in this industry. So the first part is with your craft. It's important that when people hire you to do work, they always get a consistent level of commitment, of hard work. Over time, your technical knowledge is bound to grow, your experience is bound to grow, but once people can count on a base level of consistency with your work, it will work well to imprint what you bring onto a project, and they'll always remember you when there's work to be done. The second way you can be consistent is with networking. Always make time to meet new people, develop new contacts. You can do this by going for film premieres, going to film festivals. Your next collaborator might be there. So, make it a routine, because you don't know where your next collaborator or film financier is. And always have a project ready to pitch, because most of these events are not about what you've made, but what you are working on. So, make the most of this opportunity. The third way to be consistent is with your work ethic. One thing you need to realize is that not all productions are going to have a lot of money to spare. You need to decide why you're coming on a project. But it doesn't matter whether you're being paid a lot of money or little money. You need to deliver the same level of work and giving it your all, even when the pay is not what you normally take, is what builds great working relationships. And you need to start showing your dedication in order to build this relationship, because once people know that you deliver no matter what, they feel they can share their vision with you, and you do everything in your ability to make their vision become a reality. So the fourth way to be consistent is with releasing projects. Depending on how your style of working is, whether it takes you 5 or 10 years to release a project, always keep your fan base up to date with what's happening. Impressions are hardly made with just one film, and you need to build this body of work in order for people to get a good sense of who you are and what to make of you. At the end of the first season, I mentioned that you have to empty yourself. You have to go beyond what your potential is. What I'll say for season 2 and what I've learned from my guests is, the consistency with building this body of work means that you get to build the core of your film tribe. And this core are the ones that will always show up to watch anything you make. You need to remind yourself why you started, and also surround yourself with people that push you to improve yourself, to deliver the best level of work they know you can. You are a different person with every passing day, and the level of work you can create with each passing day changes. I think it's best to do your fans a favor by releasing constantly, so that this always gives a good account of you, because you're always as good as your last job. So you always need to be updating that. At the beginning of the podcast, I mentioned that this is the finale for the season 2. As we reach this milestone of the Naija Filmmaker and, break new ones, I'm happy with the discourse that is going on within the film industry in Nigeria. And I would like to give a shout out to another film podcast, Sinful Sundays with Fatima Gimse. Check them out and, show them love. It's been almost a year since I started the Naija Filmmaker, and I want to Thank you for always showing up to listen. It's because of you I always, try to release my episodes on time, and that's why I'm still here doing the Naija Filmmaker Podcast. As always, let me know some guests that you'd like me to interview and also how you think the podcast can be better. Season 3 is coming sooner than you think. Before I go, I'd like to mention some of my projects that you should look out for. So I haven't set a date yet, but either in August or September, I'm going to be releasing my web series. And later this year, I'll be directing my first feature. So, do well to follow Sele Film on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and also the Naija Filmmaker to know what is in the works. My parting word is for us to embrace diversity. In Nigeria, being different is seen as a threat, but the possibilities are endless only if we recognize the beauty that is our diversity. There's always room for everybody to flourish. And don't forget, the key to success is consistency. Just show up and do your best, and over time, this will make all the difference. Thank you as always, and see you on the next season. We have come to the end of this episode. Please remember to leave a rating and a review. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Sele Film, and the podcast also on Instagram and Twitter at the Naija Film Pod. See you on the next season. Have a good one.